The World Cup is around the corner, but we've got Chelsea news for you. NiiNii FC, I'm calling you out, my friend. We had a nice exchange on Twitter. We normally do, but I disagree with you. It's a response video. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Kavkas View, guys. And in today's video, we are going to be covering the latest Chelsea news. So, the England team is out. 3 Chelsea players made the squad. We're going to go through it and we're going to discuss how good the squad is. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm very disappointed with the quality overall in the team, but our Chelsea boys made it. We're going to talk about it. We hear from Mount and Gallagher, so we'll cover that. And finally, we are going to talk about Koulibaly and Levi Colwill. NiiNii FC, phenomenal channel on YouTube, by the way. Love his content. I don't watch many other Chelsea content creators, but he's one of them that I regularly watch. So before any of you start going, oh, Alex is trying to create drama, it's not drama. It's just friendly response. I'm going to respond to him about his views that Levi Colwill should be basically in the team over Koulibaly, because he said, would Levi Colwill be making these mistakes and how would we react if he was making it instead of Koulibaly? So I'll be responding to that. Make sure you stay tuned. Let's get on with the video. But before we get started, I need you guys to do me a massive favor. I need you lot to hit that like button. I need you to subscribe to the channel because we're growing and we're getting closer to 25k. And in the comments below, I want you guys to tell me one thing. Do you want to see a video where we go through the World Cup groups? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I love the World Cup. The World Cup's my favorite tournament. I get fully invested, I get super nerdy, I start looking at different teams, talking about them. Do you want one of those videos made? And more importantly, in the pinned comment is my Instagram. Go follow me. We're trying to build a community over there, and yeah, it'll be fun. So peace out. And let's move on with the video. We're going to start with the Levi Colwill news because that's the big news, right? Levi Colwill got a start against Arsenal B yesterday. Yes, I'm going to call it Arsenal B. The team was made up of Arsenal bench players. Brighton absolutely piped Arsenal 3-1. They played very well. The game wasn't televised. I saw the highlight. It looked very good. A lot of Chelsea fans jumped on the train. A lot of Chelsea fans, well, look how good Levi is. Look at what Levi's been doing. Look, Levi should be at Chelsea right now. Because right now, our spirits are low. Things aren't going well under Potter. It's new, it's fresh, and things aren't going as planned. So all of a sudden, we're reverting to what we do as Chelsea, right? Things aren't going well. All of our toys are terrible. We need to go and get another toy from somewhere else. We need to go and either invest or promote a youth team player. That's always our solution. So I start seeing this from everyone, literally. And then NiiNii tweet this. If Levi Colwill was making these mistakes, playing for Chelsea, what would the reaction that Koulibaly's been making? Essentially, I view it as it's a shot at Koulibaly, right? It basically says Colwill should be playing ahead of Koulibaly based on what we're doing. Whilst I respect what NiiNii's trying to get at, I think there's a problem here that we as Chelsea fans create for ourselves. Let's talk about it. Levi Colwill has played 11 minutes in the Premier League all season and all career. Levi Colwill's got 1 season of first team football. Yes, it was a good first team season. Levi Colwill, arguably, reports were saying was pushing for a move for regular first team football. Didn't want to stay and fight for his position. If he stayed, he would have been getting minutes because of our injury problem. Funny how things work out. I understand where NiiNii's coming from. We've got a history of spending money on players that aren't good enough for this club. But Koulibaly is not one of them. Yes, Koulibaly's 31 years old, but Koulibaly, for the last 6 to 7 years, has been arguably one of the best centre-halves in the world. For Napoli, he was renowned as one of the best centre-halves in Serie A on a yearly basis. He would perform in Champions League, he would perform in the Premier League, Serie A, sorry. He is a top player. So he's come to Chelsea. He's working in a system that he doesn't regularly play in. He's openly discussed it. He's used to playing in a back 4, not a back 3. So it's different. He's playing on the left-hand side. He's playing in the centre. And all of a sudden, there is no protection in front of him. He's left one-on-one, exposed. He has to be overly aggressive. And people are just poo-pooing all over it. I don't understand it. Koulibaly is the type of player that everyone was excited about. Everyone. I didn't see one person get annoyed that we signed Koulibaly. Everyone said Kalidou Koulibaly is a statement signing. This is what top teams do. So now to come out and basically prop up Levi Colwill and use Koulibaly's name to downgrade it doesn't work right for me. It doesn't sit right for me. So personally, I disagree with NiiNii. I think Levi would be exposed to the same nonsense that Koulibaly is being exposed to. I think he'd be expected to defend one-on-one. He'd be expected to consistently be imposing. And what that then happens is The player will either be hung out to dry or he'll have to step up. And that could ruin him. I think there's a good player in NiiNii Colwill. But at the same time, I think we need to learn to walk before we can run. I think we need to ease him in nicely. He needs to play and get into that Brighton team. Once he gets into that Brighton team, hopefully next year, Potter integrates him into our team slowly. I like the way Brozier's getting integrated. I like to see that. We've got great talent coming out of Cobham. But we can't forget, we've got even better talent in the world that we can go and scout and bring in. It's not every day, let's promote every youth team player that comes out of Cobham. This isn't a shot at NiiNii, it really isn't. This is literally me provoking a nice conversation from something that he said. He responded to me like, what? Like question mark, like he was so shocked. Koulibaly is a world-class defender. He's going through a bad patch. Doesn't make him a horrible player, nor does it make him any less better than an individual that's played 11 minutes of Premier League football that's behind Dunk, Webster and Veltman. Like, for crying out loud, we have to have an element of balance when we're judging new signings. Personally, I think Koulibaly is a very good player. Has he been shaky? Yes, but is he going to all of a sudden excel and become what's it called, the next Virgil van Dijk? I don't think so, but he's going to be a very good servant for the club. He's going to be a good player that when he retires, we're going to say, you know what, Koulibaly was a top defender for Chelsea. And the massive news today was about the England World Cup squad. And this World Cup squad was super interesting. Like, if you actually deep it and you look into it, it was very nice to see because England are in a group with Wales, US and Iran. So the group should be straightforward. And for me, what was interesting was what squad is Southgate going to take? 3 Chelsea boys made it on: Gallagher, Mount and Sterling. We would have been 5 if Ben Chilwell and Reece James were fit, but sadly they're not, and they're not going to be going to the tournament. But the real fact of the matter is, this is a very good core of first 11 players for England. It's when you start going to the outer squad where the problems potentially arise. So we're going to go through Pickford, Pope and Ramsdale. Who would be my number 1? I genuinely think we are going to be going with Pickford. Pickford is going to be the number 1. Southgate trusts them. Southgate is very big on trust. You look at the fullbacks, there isn't much drama there. Shaw, Trent, Walker and Trippier. Everyone's going to be like, oh my God, we've only got 1 left back. Look, we saw in the Euros, Trippier can play left back and Southgate will trust him when needed. Otherwise, I actually think Trent would have missed out and Reece James would have been in the squad. But Reece is out, Chilwell's out, so it's those 4. I'm very happy with it. There's no controversy. The controversy starts at the centre-back position. So the players that are going are Maguire, Cody, Dyer, Stone. That's 4 centre-halves, and for me, this is a problem because Stone's nailed-on player, right? Then you start looking at Maguire, Dyer and Cody. Are those 3 better than Trevor Chalobah? Like, realistically speaking, can you put your hand on your heart and say all 3 of those are better than Trevor Chalobah? I don't think so. I think Trevor Chalobah is much better than them, and that's my personal opinion. You look at Fikayo Tomori, an individual that has 1 Serie A. Do you think he deserves to be in the squad ahead of any one of those 3? Personally, it's very debatable, and I think Southgate went for what he believes in, right? He went for his tried and tested veterans, and it's very worrying to see that he's actually done that because it's showing that it's not on merit, but it's on past achievements rather than on present ability. I don't like seeing that. That really frustrates me. In the long run, I think that will cost England because you've got great talent that is not being utilised at present date. You start going on and you look at the midfield. Foden, Rice, Phillips, Bellingham, Hendo, Mason, Gallagher, and Maddison. That is a nice group of players, right? You've got the creativity with Foden and Maddison. You got Bellingham to do the box-to-box role. He's nailed on to start. Henderson's going across because I think of experience reasons. Declan Rice will be holding the pivot. Hopefully Declan Rice becomes more confident at demanding the ball in tight areas because I think that is the key for England. It's having a pivot player brave enough to receive the ball, look up and start attacks. Because teams are going to press us and we need to be realistic and honest about our achievement. That's my personal opinion. I think Phillips going after playing only 53 minutes of football is an absolute joke. But who are you going to take? Ward-Prowse was the only other one. Ruben Loftus-Cheek hasn't made up a claim to go, in my opinion. He's really dropped off the boil. Yes, he's been playing for Chelsea, but Chelsea haven't been playing well. So it is frustrating. It is annoying. And then you look at the wingers. The wingers are Saka, our boy Raheem. You start looking at Grealish and Rashford. When you look at that, that is a good four players. Like, those four are solid. Like, they've got goals, they got creativity, they got ingenuity. I do think Sterling and Saka are going to be the ones starting. Sterling and Rashford potentially could be a decent goal scoring duo on the wings, and it's exciting. Grealish as well. He's another one that all of a sudden is starting to look better. He looked very good against Chelsea. Sancho misses out, which is wow. Like, considering he joined Manchester United for such a crazy amount of money, you never thought his career would go downhill like this. Like him, Hudson-Odoi, after that World Cup, you would have bet your bottom dollar that in 2022, one of them would be on the plane. Like, they were the star boys of that tournament. And sadly, neither one of them has flourished enough to go. So it's very frustrating. It's very annoying. But the controversy started in the front too. So when you look at Kane, Kane was always going to go. So then it was literally one out of Tammy, Ivan Toney and Wilson. And what was really interesting in this situation is that they selected Wilson. And Callum Wilson's having a crazy season. But can you trust Callum Wilson to go to a World Cup and stay fit? Like, the guy always gets injured. Yes, you got Marcus Rashford to play up top if needed. It is very interesting what we're trying to do here. Ivan Toney, in my opinion, can feel hard done by. Tammy has not been good. He's got 3 goals in 19 games. Like, for crying out loud, he should not be going. And if he was going, he would literally be going on merit, from past merit rather than present. So it's very annoying to see that Gareth left someone of Ivan Toney's quality, but it is a toss of a coin because Toney and Wilson, in my opinion, are the same level of players. They're literally going to play second fiddle to Harry Kane, in my personal opinion. But these are my views, guys. I really hope I get to hear yours. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and in the pinned comment is my Instagram. Follow me there. And in the comment below, I need you guys to blow it up, right? I need you to start telling me, do you want that World Cup review? Because I am keen to do it, but unless the demand's there, there's no point in me doing it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm out.